Welcome to Bridging the Geekdoms, where fandoms connect, arguments begin, and somehow we all leave thinking we were right. We've got a loaded show tonight. We're talking Lanterns Episode 1, the possibility of a Season 2 already. Let's see, the latest in Man of Tomorrow, whether Sebastian Stan is or absolutely is not playing Two-Face. And then over at Marvel, we're going to talk Doomsday. That's all heating up. We've got Doctor Doom, X-Men, Vision Quest, and plenty other things to argue about. Plus, we have Ahsoka, Starfighter, Dune 3, The Odyssey, and a few other stories that probably are going to send some of us off the rails. But I am not doing this alone. Joining me is Colton, a man who has spent more hours in video games than most of us. And Jerry, our last line of defense against Colton's bullshit.
Hey.
I'm Slav. This is Bridging the Geekdoms. Let's get into it.
I don't know about you guys, but I was just stroking my wiener before we started.
Nice.
I was watching. It was weird.
Yeah. My other one's on the floor over there.
I was reading some of Absolute Green Arrow.
I haven't dived into Green Arrow yet, so I'm pretty much caught up on Batman, Absolute Batman. I'm caught up on the Fraction run of Batman. I didn't realize that the DCKO event was just 5. Well, I mean, it's more than 5 issues, but the main run was just 5 issues. So I read that. I read the boss battle, volume 1, and yeah, that's pretty much all I've done the last week. It's just bite my tongue. I read comics all week.
It's the best.
Nerd. As if I didn't play video games all week.
As I said, a man who spends more hours in video games than most of us spent developing life skills. Come on, man.
Hey, we don't have to.
You know,
why do we always attack me?
It's because we love you, Colton.
You know what? I'm giving my doodle the mic.
My doodle's asleep behind me.
No, we don't want your opinion, Stink. Please stop.
All right, guys. So I guess we should get into things. The first thing I want to talk about, because, well, it was really badass, and I want to get your opinions on it, is Lanterns.
Yeah.
So Lanterns. I know, Colton, you just said you watched it literally like 5 minutes before you jumped on here. And Jerry, I know you watched it. So I'm going to start with Jerry because it was further away that you watched it. What did you think of the first episode of Lanterns?
You know, I really liked it. We knew Hal was going to die, but I enjoyed it. Like, it was a good HBO episode of TV. I think it's much better than most comic book TV these days. It feels like comic book TV has really went downhill since DC stopped making stuff on regular cable TV. You know, we've really only had the MCU, and other than Loki, most of that sucked. But yeah, I thought it was really good. Reserving most of my full thoughts on the Hal Jordan personality changes and everything until we get to the end of the series. Like, you know, I think everyone is rushing to make sure they're the first to say something. And it's like, you know, a lot of that is going to be revised because we don't know enough yet. And one of the things that a good friend of mine told me is that, like, you know, when everyone was first that found out that Hal Jordan was going to die, was there's a lot of context that's missing to that equation. And no one's really going to know until you see the end of the series. And because of that, you know, it's someone that I trust. And, you know, I told you both who it is. And I think it's a fair assessment to say, like, you know, we have to wait till the end. And I don't really know how much Hal Jordan's personality is different from the comics. I think a lot of people really like saying that he is. But like, I've heard, oh, Hal Jordan's not a jerk and he's not arrogant. Like, what are you talking about? That's what I love about Hal Jordan. Okay. You know, that's why I like Hal Jordan. So if they want to, you know, dial that up a little more, which I'm not saying I think they have, but if they do, I would like that. I like assholes.
What do you think of it?
Jerry is an ass man, not a tit man. Confirmed.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I mean, it really does tease you at the end. It's like, come on, man, give me more. That's why I don't like watching shows as they come out. I'd much rather have at least half a season out. That's just me. But I think it's interesting. I mean, we got to see the ring kind of distastefully. I mean, he manifested a $20 bill to put in a jukebox and a bottle opener.
But that was done on purpose. Like,
yeah,
he did it with the reason he was using it for the right reasons. He wasn't like doing it nefariously. Come on, man.
Yeah, no, I'm not dissing it. I just think it's cool to see the effect in the show. It's, it's not like Marvel overproduced slop that's 90% CGI. There's a lot of practical stuff in there that is nice to see.
Yeah, so you say the Green Lantern effects were practical?
Now you're just putting words in my mouth, man. Now you're just putting words in my mouth. But yes, I am saying it's practical. No, the Green Lantern Corps really exists.
What's going on, Travis? Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully you stick around. Hit that like button and Travis, if you so choose.
I love you.
Yeah, I think the episode was great. I think it was a lot of fun. I think it was pretty much exactly what I was expecting to see from it. Like I was expecting for it to be more grounded, for it to be a detective story, and that's exactly what it's turning out to be. I think the characters were portrayed perfectly fine. I know Jon Stewart's a little bit different. I know, Jerry, you're a little upset that he's a vegan now, but was that ever a thing about him in the comics? No, but
I completely forgot about that, but yeah, like, listen, I posted it as a joke, but then when I was thinking more about it, like, it definitely does make him softer. And I know there's going to be people that are offended, and I really don't care. If you're offended, be offended. Like, it is what it is. But, I'm just tired of people celebrating people who are rebelling against human nature. We're at the top of the fucking food chain, okay? How dare you say, oh, you know what? I am opting out of that, okay? Like, who the fuck do you think you are? So, I'm being half dramatic, but I'm also being half serious. So if you're offended, just know that I'm being serious. But yeah, no, like, what was the point of that? There had to be a reason that they decided to do that, and I would like to know what that reason is.
Yeah. So who asked it here? I'm going through comments, Hunter. Don't worry, I'll get them. Let's see. Then we have Hunter asked, or not Hunter, Hungry Almighty asked, based off what the writers have recently said, where they basically said, wait till episode 8 to see the whole story, to have your opinion on what they did with Hal. Do you think that Hal is dead or not? Do you think it's some funny business? Do you think it's, what do you think? I'd like to get your opinions on it.
Well, the thing is that James Gunn has said, if you die, that's it, you're dead. Which is interesting because the second he said that, the first thing that came to my mind the thing that comes to my mind now is that the whole point of Blackest Night is people becoming Black Lanterns and coming back from the dead. It's the whole story is about death. And William Hand is cast for this show. And William Hand, the whole point of William Hand is that he's the Black Hand, and Black Hand's whole story is Blackest Night. So why would you have Black Hand in a show if people aren't going to be coming back from the dead as Black Lanterns? It's kind of like Thanos. You only have Thanos to do a story about the Infinity Stones, and there's been a couple of different Infinity Thanos stories, but they're all about the stones. And it's kind of similar with Black Hand that, you don't use Black Hand unless you're doing Blackest Night.
Any thoughts, Colton?
Yeah, I'm not buying that he's fully dead. He's probably going to come back in some capacity.
Yeah,
I agree.
I kind of feel that as well. And there were some discussions on the podcast after the show that they do, the DC Showcase podcast. And I can't remember who was on there, but they kind of stated that at the end of the episode, you see that Hal doesn't have his ring, but Guy has the ring. Why does Guy have the ring? The problem with that is there's one of two problems. It's either that James Gunn and the writing team totally fucked up and didn't realize that Guy Gardner was Green Lantern before 2026, because Superman at least takes place in 2025, and we apparently we see that he was Green Lantern a little bit before then. Or they're not talking about the same ring. It's that Guy has a ring, not Hal's ring. So there's that whole thing going on that people are talking about as well. I don't think he's dead. Do I buy into the whole thing that it's a shapeshifter of some sort? Possibly. I mean, why would you set that up in the beginning of the episode and then the end of the episode? That it makes sense to me, but we will definitely see. With that, though, because a lot of people were criticizing, oh, nobody watched the show. It did terribly. Nobody was watching it. Well, I don't know if you heard, but Lanterns delivered 9.3 million global viewers in its first 3 days, becoming not only DC's top series premiere on HBO Max, but it is ranking among the platform's biggest launches, period. So that's kind of huge. Like, that's a big deal. Lanterns is, look, James Gunn's got a winner so far. Now, let's see what happens in week 2, because, week 1, we had that ending and people were pissed off about it. Are those people who are pissed off just acting pissed off, but still going to show up for week 2? Or are they going to kind of drop off and maybe wait for more episodes to pick up to see where the story's going? That's the question.
You're always going to have hate watchers. You always will.
I agree with Colton, and I think that a lot of people are like, you could see the hate for DC, the DCU, and the MCU. Like, when people start hating one or the two, you could see it further intoxicate them, and you could see them go down the rabbit hole of always looking for more things to hate. And I think that there's a lot of people with the DCU that don't really hate it, and they just look to hate it on social media because they think it gives them credibility or whatever the case may be. But I've seen a lot of people who were fans of the DCU this year become hateful of it. And it's just so obvious that they're actively looking for things they hate on the DCU. And I think, listen, regardless of whether you think it was a stupid idea for Hal Jordan to die in the first episode or not, you can't tell me you watched that episode and didn't enjoy it. It was a great episode of TV.
It really was. Yeah. Hunter Iggy asked, what are our thoughts on the people review bombing the Lantern series? Apparently, I haven't really dove into this at all, but apparently the series is getting review bombed on IMDb right now. Look, as I say all the time, ignore that crap. Who cares? Let people go watch the show, enjoy it, and talk about how good it is and how much you enjoy it. That's going to do a lot more than those people who are quote unquote review bombing.
And it goes both ways. I saw that kid, Axel. He was like, oh, people are review bombing Lanterns. Go leave a review. Like, it goes both ways. Like, there's always people that will be review bombing positively or negatively. And I think we all know Lanterns was good. Yeah, who cares?
Yeah. Travis says it would be fitting for Supergirl to be pulled over for drinking and flying in space.
That would be hilarious.
I would like to see that.
He also says, I've only seen the trailer, but noticing the abundance of yellow in it, my first thought was the town is under the influence of Yellow Lantern, maybe Sinestro, causing the town to be fearful. Yeah, I guess that's always a possibility. I think that the Yellow Lanterns are going to play a role in it in some form or fashion. We know Sinestro's in it, but what is his role in the series? Because I have a feeling that it's going to be the Sinestro aspect is not going to be the present day. It's going to be the past. That's just what I think.
We don't only know that he's going to be in it, but we also saw that he was in a science cell, which is the OWA version of jail. Like, a jail cell is a science cell.
Yeah.
Sinestro's one of the best characters in all of comics.
Hungry says, yes, Gunn said that about Death, but let's be real. Can we really take Gunn's word on things? Just because there's a rule doesn't mean it can't be broken every once in a while, depending on the situation. Or maybe the dead Hal body is not the real Hal. Again, that's the thing. It's either not going to be real or it's going to be something with, the Black Ant. Like, I mean, anything could, I mean, anything's possible. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Okay. With that, there are some interesting things here that Chris Mundy was speaking to THR about a possibility for a second season already for Lanterns. He says, well, we'll tell the story in a slightly different way so it feels fresh with characters you know and care about. We've been planning this season for about 6 weeks now, and we'll chat with the folks soon. So they're already kind of planning out an idea for season 2, which I say is exciting because I really like the first episode. Let's see how the whole season plays out. But it also is kind of like, hey, like there's plan.
Uh-oh. Bob died.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. There's planes, Bob. What are the planes? What do the planes mean?
Yeah, well, anyway, Chris Mundy said, we'll tell the story in a... You back? We can't hear you.
Yeah, you don't have audio.
There we go.
Okay. You died and came back. He's a Black Lantern now.
All right. Yeah, so what do you think? Do you think that it's cool that they're planning a second season? Like, what do you think?
I mean, it's nice to see there's plans for it, at least. That means they're predicting that the first season will do well, and there's still more story to tell after the first season.
With or without Hal.
Yeah, I mean, with or without him.
Let's see. Travis Mitchell says, does it seem like Hal would have faked his death for John to prove himself? I could see a flashback later showing Hal doing something after jumping out of the car that ties into the ending. He says, in a whodunit scenario, it would make sense to get yourself away from your partner to do something sneaky. Then it's revealed to be part of the larger plan at the end, or he's just dead.
I like that scenario.
I don't think he faked his death. I think that I'm sure there's, if he, the death isn't like set in stone and he's going to come back, maybe I could see that. I don't think he would fake his death.
Yeah. All right. So let us know your thoughts, everyone, about Lanterns in the comments below. I would love to hear what you have to say about it.
Oh, I'm back. Okay. Whew, I got scared there for a second.
Yeah.
Just because Hungry's here, I'm going to shout out and say Batman's going to make an appearance in this series. Bob, we can't hear you.
Hey, how about now?
There we go.
It's not my internet. It's my computer now being all funky. It's my hub, I think, that's being all weird. It's not even my internet this time.
Well, get off the hub, man.
Get off the hub. All right. So moving on. Sebastian Stan is playing Two-Face. And wait, maybe not. Maybe not.
He's being really two-faced about it.
So there was a French outlet called Les Journaux de Dimanche has now they initially posted some story about Sebastian Stan and took a quote where he apparently said that he was playing Two-Face in it. But they have now removed the Harvey Dent quote from Stan's response in an article without explanation. So in an interview with the outlet, Sebastian Stan discussed his role in Batman while talking about Avengers Doomsday. He said, we were just shooting scattered scenes in Doomsday. It's a different way of working, continuous, constantly evolving. The producers didn't want us to read it in its entirety to avoid journalists asking us questions. I've been following this role for 15 years. I'm used to it. I also can't say anything about the Batman Part 2 by Matt Reeves. The beauty of his profession also lies in participating in projects of this scale, which I love as a viewer. The original article said where I play Harvey Dent after he talked about the Batman Part 2. But that part has been removed from the article. So What do you guys think? Do you think that was a flub up that he actually said that, and then Warner Brothers or DC Studios was like, please take that out? Or do you think that it was the publication just, speculating that he's doing that? What do you think? I'll start with you, Jerry.
Yeah, I think he's playing Sebastian. I think Sebastian Stan is playing Harvey Dent. I think that Warner Brothers was like, take that out. And, especially considering, first of all, this has been reported on by scoopers for a while, number one. Number two, maybe Warner Brothers is trying to reassess how they handle the trades after what happened with James Gunn, kind of, putting some stuff to bed, and they clearly weren't happy about it. And maybe they're, changing their relationship with the trades.
What do you think, Colton?
I think people read too far into it. Maybe it was just a misquote.
Wow. Simple, to the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what or who he's playing. I know there's a lot of hope that he's playing Harvey Dent. I know there were people speculating that it was going to be Victor Zsasz. Honestly, I don't care. I just hope the movie's better than the first one. That's all. Let's see. What else do we got? James Gunn has revealed Man of Tomorrow is on its 85th day of shooting. Day 85. And a cute little cartoon of Superman holding Lex Luthor in the war suit there. Oh, that's adorable. But I mean, that's great. I'm excited. I can't wait to see this movie. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm a James Gunn fan, but I think that he started off well with the DCU, and being that Superman is the foundation of the DCU, I'm excited about this. I mean, they're on day 85 of shooting. How many days are they going to shoot? Like, it's getting up there now. So what do you guys think?
They have to be almost done, shouldn't they? Hopefully.
I mean, typically you're looking at 3 to 6 months for a movie of a large scale. Like Doomsday was probably like a 6-month shooting, but not everybody's there the entire 6 months. Man of Tomorrow, I don't think is going to be that scale. So I would say probably about 4 months. So, I mean, they're getting up there close to the end of the, they're on the last quarter, at least, of the, the shooting scale.
Well, see, the next, next 55 days are just Batman scenes that are being filmed.
Okay, perfect. I love it. Let's go.
It's just in the studio, in a basement.
First, exclusive. You heard it here first.
Donovan, we heard that Ben Affleck is going to be the DCU's Batman.
I don't think he listens to us anymore.
And Zack Snyder will be directing all those scenes. That's why he was at the WB lot.
And he's going to be using AI.
It's such a shame he doesn't listen anymore. It was so fun to watch him yell in the comments.
I know. It might be my fault. He blocked me.
Oh, really?
I thought I sent you the screenshot. Yeah, he blocked me. I guess he got tired of me calling him a shill, which is, he's like, oh, it's an ad hominem. No, it's a label, and it's a correct one.
He threatened to block me, but didn't. So
he didn't block me after the whole 2 interactions I've had with him, and that's saying something.
Yeah.
Let's see. The Bone says, or T-Bone, not the Bone. T-Bone says, somebody explain to me why is Hal a bigger does Stan guy? I'm sorry, I can't understand that. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that
meant. Travis, with the conflicting reports of him playing Dent and Zsasz, who cuts people, my morbid theory is Victor cuts off half of Dent's face and wears it, and Sebastian Stan is playing both in a way. That would actually be a really cool twist on the character, but I don't think they're gonna do that. That's the kind of twist I would love to see in like a one-off comic where Victor Zsasz is the reason that Harvey becomes Two-Face, and then you do some weird shit like that. Like that'd be cool to see, but I don't think they're going to do that in a movie.
Yeah, I know it's not supposed to be the comic accurate, but like that is a big creative liberty to take in a live action Batman.
Yeah, exactly. Travis says to the speculations that movie is being split in two. Are you talking about the Batman? Which that we talked. I think we talked about that last week or the week before, but it's not happening. Well, at least James Gunn says it's not, but who knows? T-Bone says Hack Snyder. God no.
Well, it's not just Snyder; it's AI too. Damn.
Hunter says, do you think the Man of Tomorrow will be 2 hours 30 or 2 hours 50 or 2 hours movie? I think it's going to be as long as it needs to be.
Yeah, I think pushing 3 hours would be too much unless you're dumping like Lord of the Rings. 2.5 is a good sweet spot.
2 hours and 50 minutes is why I didn't go see the Odyssey.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, it's a lot of lore dumping, and you got to invest time for a 3-hour film.
Yeah.
It's too much for a movie. Like, I'm sorry. Like, unless it's something I truly need to see, like Avengers Endgame, where that was, long. It was like, yeah, we built up to that. Like that makes sense. But yeah, I don't like movies that just are long.
Look, if I love a movie, I want more of it. And, maybe it's just the addict in me. I just like, if something's great, why not be longer? I understand it's like, oh, well, sometimes it gets dragged out, but sometimes it works out really well. And Endgame was one of those times. Doomsday is supposedly going to be 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Well, that's Doomsday has to be 2 hours and 45 minutes because 2 hours of it's setting up the film.
Zing. Travis says one thing that has been successfully done is recreating a comic event in film, TV, where we see the same story from the perspective of whichever character you're reading. Travis continues, this isn't the case and would be too ambitious, but since it's Brainiac who collects worlds to shoot scenes that will receive more context in the show and movies to come. Oh, okay. Oh. You got it all figured out, Travis, don't you? Hungry says, if Guy really has Hal ring, it means by the end of Lanterns, John gets Guy's ring. I don't think that's how it's playing out. I think there's two rings. Here's my thought on it, and then we're going to move on. My thought is this, that Jon Stewart screwed up in his training 10 years prior. So like 2016 to 20, in that time, Jon Stewart screws something up, and Hal Jordan goes off, and Jon Stewart doesn't get the ring. The Guardians then go about and choosing another Lantern, not Hal Jordan, because Hal Jordan is doing something. Like, there's a reason why he's not there. So they pick Guy Gardner because Jon Stewart failed and he didn't feel like he could take on the position of being Green Lantern. So they make a new ringer, give Guy Gardner another ring, and thus Hal Jordan comes back and dies, and now it's a search for the ring or something. I think that's most likely what's going to happen. That's what I think. But we'll see. I don't know. Okay. I'm going to do something here. We're going to bring it down a little bit. So just the other day, there was kind of I'm not going to say it was like completely upsetting, but there was a death in Hollywood that kind of shook the world a little bit. And the reason why I want to bring this up is because this actor was a big part in superheroes becoming what they were in the late 2000s. And I'm talking about Hayden Panettiere. She passed away the other day at the age of 36. And I wanted to bring it up because if you've never seen the show Heroes, which came out in the late 2000s, it was right around the time, right before the big superhero boom, you're doing yourself a disservice. It was a big catalyst in the general audience starting to accept and get interested in the idea of superheroes on at a large scale on television as a television series. That first season of Heroes is undoubtedly one of the top 5 best first seasons of television ever. It is that good. I've rewatched it multiple times. That first season is so good. The seasons after that go downhill fast, but we know that's because there was the writer's strike, and then they didn't know what to do with the characters after they screwed them up with the second season. So it was a whole thing. But that first season is phenomenal. Now, I don't know about either of you if you've ever watched Heroes, or even if you ever cared of who Hayden Panettiere is, but her role in Heroes as the cheerleader, as Claire, I can't remember her last name now. Claire Bennett was essentially the focal character of the first season completely, because it was save the cheerleader, save the world. And you had the Pittsburgh-born actor, well, I can't think of his name now, but he would play the character Siler, who was the villain going after her. And it was such a great show, and she did such a fantastic job in it. So to see her die at 36 is tragic. It's upsetting. It's just unfortunate. But she did some other great things too. Was in the Scream franchise. She was on the show Nashville and things like that. So I got to ask both of you: did you ever watch Heroes? Were you a fan of Hayden Panettiere? What do you guys say? So I'll start with you, Colton.
Yeah. Well, see, I know her mainly from like the Scream franchise and don't ask me the character's name, but from Until Dawn. I thought she was great in the little bit I've seen her in. So
thanks, Travis. Zachary Quinto. Yes.
It's sad to see that, someone that's young die. I mean, it's just tragedy of the world.
Yeah. What do you think, Jerry? Did you?
I haven't watched Heroes, but you're not the first person to tell me that I would love it. Mm-hmm. But regardless, and I do want to ask you a question about Heroes, but it's very sad. Anytime you see someone die really young, I mean, it's just a total tragedy. 36 years old. I'll be 36 in November, so pretty much exactly my age. And I think Slav, you're pretty much around the same age too. And Colton,
so.
Okay. And Colton, I know you're the youngest of the bunch.
I'm young buck.
Yeah. But Heroes, let me ask you something. Is the second season at least good? Because the fact that only the first season is good is like been deterring me from watching it. But I just looked it up. It's 23 episodes, so it's probably worth it.
The second season is not good. Is it horrendous? No. Can you get through it? Yeah. I would say, because there's 4 seasons, so I think it's definitely season 1. I would say season 3, 2, then 4. That's how I would put it.
Okay.
Those are like in the order of that they're good. It gets kind of wacky at some point, and even though it's wacky, it's still watchable and enjoyable. The 4th season is really just not my favorite, but yeah, the first, dude, even if you just watch the first season, just watch, and if you feel like, hey, I'll try the second season, if you stick with it, cool, get through the whole thing, but at least watch that first season, because even the way it ends in a way where it's kind of like, okay, if this was it, that's fine. Like, that's it. Like, we didn't need another season if it just ended that way, but it's fantastic.
Yeah. It's also like, you kind of have to celebrate when someone does something cool with superheroes in live action that isn't Marvel or DC.
Yeah. Oh, and I tell you what, the cast in that show is so good. You get what's that?
Isn't Chloe Bennett in it?
That's her name is it Chloe Bennett? No,
Claire Bennett.
Claire Bennett's her name.
The actress Chloe Bennett.
Oh, is she in it?
I think she is.
Man, that's a weird one.
She wasn't.
Yeah. But now it's a great show. So definitely check that out. All right. So let's see.
Way to kill the mood, Bob. Jeez.
Hey, I thought it was important. Okay. I'm sorry. I thought it was important. All right. We're off of lanterns and we are into For I Am Doom. So D23 was last week, and we talked about a little bit of it last week before it happened, and now we're going to talk about what happened. So
we
got a Doom trailer, and I'm not going to play it for obvious copyright reasons, but what did you guys think? Jerry, I know you're excited, so I'm going to go with Colton first here.
So it's crazy that they caught a still of me when I'm in the bathroom, because that's exactly how I look.
That's fucking awesome.
Excuse me, Zack Snyder's The Blueprint, buddy.
Hey, whatever, man. He's AI stole it from me. But I mean, it looked cool. I know Jerry's going to touch on it. Doom was never a nice guy. I know very limited knowledge of the comics, but Doom was never nice. I think it looked cool.
He was kind.
Yeah, he wasn't. He was not. No. But I'll let Jerry talk more about that. I think. Well, a lot of it was in the leaks. If anybody, I don't know. We talked about them, but some of that trailer was in the leaks, and I'm tired of seeing Thor get his ass kicked. Personally, we can quit showing that. We've seen it, what, 4 or 5 times now.
Yeah. So, all right, go ahead, Jerry.
I loved it. I mean, I'm going to get into the one aspect that I have a problem with, but before Fantastic Four came out, I was so pissed about Reed Richards being played by Pedro Pascal. I'm still pissed about the mustache. He's such an egotistical guy. He's a great actor, but Reed Richards doesn't have a mustache. Okay. But I read every Fantastic Four comic. Okay. And I can tell you that Pedro Pascal absolutely crushed it as Reed Richards. And I think if you disagree with me, you're just wrong, flat out. And Doom, I think RDJ is going to absolutely crush it from everything we've seen, which I'm really excited about. I really don't like that. I don't like any of the, oh, well, it's Tony Stark and he's a variant of Doom. Like, all those theories are stupid. If you disagree with me, you're wrong. But on that one, you're also stupid if you disagree with me. And, but like the truth is that one of the big things they're going to have to do with this movie is prove to everyone that RDJ was not just a good casting for Doom, was the best choice, he was the best choice. And from what we've seen in this trailer, I think it's very likely they pull that off. Everyone is now sold, at least on Doom being hyped. Everyone's hyped on Doom for the movie from just that cold one-liner. Hell answers to me, for I am Doom. And, I posted about it, and a friend of mine said, oh, well, that's funny because it's actually the exact opposite. No. Doom, his mother's soul was held in hell. Doom went to hell and outplayed Mephisto to free his mother's soul. Doom is that fucking guy, okay? Now, the big thing I don't like from this trailer was the Sue's monologue where she said he was kind and caring. Doom's my favorite character. And he's my favorite character because he's not kind, because he's a fucking asshole. That's what I love about him, okay? And if you've read any of Marvel comics where you see Doom, Victor before he's Doom, and some people are like, oh, well, she said Victor. Semantics. Victor was never kind before he was Doom. Victor was an arrogant motherfucker. He was a dick. Reed tried to befriend him in college, and Doom was like, I'm better than you. You can't be my friend. Fuck you. That was the entire attitude. Obviously not in those words. He doesn't talk like I do, but you get the point. But regardless, I think the CGI looked great. I think, the way Doom flew down was crazy. Pedro Pascal as Reed, a lot of people say that's like the best line he ever did as Reed Richards that we've seen so far. I think that's a fair argument. I think they're going to crush it with this movie, but the issue with that line is that Victor is kind, that people are missing, and people are like, oh, well, it's not a big deal because he's still going to become the evil version of himself. It changes who Victor and Doom is at his core, because Dr. Doom, Victor, he wasn't someone that needed a traumatic event to bring out his arrogant asshole personality. That's who he always was. So it changes him at his core. It would be no different than saying, oh yeah, Lex Luthor was a nice kid in school, and then all of a sudden, Superman came and he was like, okay, now I'm going to be an asshole. Same concept.
So I think the trailer's fine. I think it's better than the first trailer. I do love the line, hell answers to me for I am doomed. That's fantastic. I don't mind the story development of he was kind, he was caring, and stuff like that, because I don't believe this is the real Victor Von Doom for the MCU, and this is just going to be a short one-off type of stint for this version of Doom. So it doesn't bother me. Do something weird with it, whatever. But what really bothers me is shit like this right here. This right here. It looks like complete ass. There's nothing about this that looks like it's not computer generated. There's nothing about this that looks practical. There's nothing about this that screams, hey, we're taking time and care into creating this throne room for Doom. It looks like everything. It looks so fake. It does not look good. And we have so many moments of that throughout this trailer where it just looks bland, flat, or terribly oversaturated or overdone with CGI. And I'm like, you guys have had 3 freaking years to make this movie. You can't make it look better than this. Now, granted, it's a trailer, so maybe it's changed and fixed by the time the movie comes out. I will hold my final judgment for that. But if this is what we're going to be seeing in the theater, it's not good. Like, this here reminds me of 2002 Star Wars Attack of the Clones. That's what this reminds me of, because it looks that bad. That bad.
That was mean. That was mean.
Yeah, I think it's like mysterious. I think it makes you want to learn more about this Doom.
Now, don't get me wrong. There's moments throughout that, this is cool. But we've seen Thor do the same exact move against Thanos, and he lost. So is he going to lose again? Like, come on. I don't know. Like, I think it's going to be fine. Like, I think the movie's going to be fine. I do want to ask this question here. If you see right here, he's got this little, I thought it was a bandana at first. I don't know what it is. And it's not like he's injured. He's wearing chainmail, and I doubt he's injured there. Do you think that's like a piece of clothing from his wife or his child that he wears on his arm?
It's a good theory.
No, I think he had this is why he became Doom. He lost a 2-on-2 at the community center basketball game. And because he lost, he had to eat the jockstrap of another fat, sweaty guy. And that's the jockstrap of the sweaty guy. He murdered him in the locker room.
It's his wigger version of the Allen Iverson shooting sleeve.
See, one thing we're not talking about, the Loki line. That's the whole premise of the film. We have stolen lives, or something along those lines.
Oh yeah, that's a big one. And that, I know there's a big theory about the timelines and that like basically confirmed the big. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it's a leak, but whatever.
So yeah, I mean, here's this scene here. Here's another scene. Like, there's nothing to it. It's just bland and gray and brown. It's like,
well, I could tell you why. Doom is the Messiah. He's in the single light of the shot. That's the serious personification of it. It must be towards the end of the film where he's saving or stopping the incursion, quote unquote.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I just, like, even this. Where's the green? Where's the green? Come on.
It's a contrast. Come on.
His green is not the same bright green as Green Lantern.
I know, kid. I'm joking with it. I'm joking with the green. But honestly, like, even the Sentinels in the comics, in the cartoon, like, they were like, the purple was it would stand out on the Sentinels, and you can kind of see that it might be purple, but you don't see it. Like, there's no color. I want some color in this movie, and there's just no color. If all the color we get is the green magic, then I'll be very disappointed.
I think Marvel has like a new color grading style, and that's pretty much been Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts, Spider-Man, Brand New Day. They've all had a darker color grading, and it seems like they're continuing their new style.
It's called Zack Snyder, and they just press it.
I hope Donovan sees that.
And in about 2 years, we'll get it in full black and white, and it'll be 5 hours long.
Here's your boy. Here's your boy, mustache and all.
The Joe and Anthony Russo cut 2 times for each brother.
So one thing I do want to bring up is the potential leak, and I'm not going to say what it is, but there's that potential leak of 3 characters in the movie. Now, this leak, this little bit of a leak has been out for months. Honestly, like it's been months. Like I knew about this months ago. I got it confirmed the other day, and then everybody started confirming it. So I wonder if it was just bound to make its rounds. But there's a leak about how the movie kind of starts out, and I have to say a couple things. One, I'm intrigued by that, and I'm kind of thinking and hoping that this shot here is from the beginning of the movie with that specifically, because it is apparently New York City, and there'd be a reason for that. But I also am kind of mad if 2 of these characters are only in the beginning of the movie and not later on, because I really want to see one of these characters interact with the other Avengers very, very badly. So I don't know. Do you know what leak I'm talking about, Jerry?
I don't. I haven't really been reading the leaks, but I'm happy to hear this one.
I didn't send it to you because I didn't know if you wanted to hear it. Guys, if you don't want to hear it, mute your stream. But in 3, 2, 1, okay. So the leak is that, and there's actually pictures going around of Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds, and they're fighting Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. And right before his Earth gets destroyed. That's the leak. And from what I understand, from what I was told, that takes place very early in the movie, whether it's the start of the movie or shortly after the start of the movie, it takes place early on in the movie. And that's why I'd be very upset if Deadpool does not get to interact with other Avengers, because I want to see that so badly. I do. I just want to see it.
Wow, I feel honored. I knew something before Jerry did. I was like, what are you talking about? And then when he said Deadpool, I was like, oh, I know exactly.
I don't want to see that. Like, I just don't think this is the right movie for it. And I hope that the humor is like, I'm sure there's going to be some humor, but like once you bring Deadpool into it, like I really was not happy that they said Deadpool is going to be in this movie. That I knew, and I was like, I saw it, and I was like, I don't know if I believe it. Now I kind of do believe it because I'm hearing it from you, and I'm fucking pissed about that.
Oh man,
like,
but okay. So we'll stop talking about that. Travis turned his volume down, so you can turn your volume back up, Travis.
Wait, he can't hear us. His volume's down.
That's what I'm trying to make.
Hold on. I'll comment.
Oh, there you go. I do agree, Powerful. This is not a great looking shot. Like it looks very, again, brown. Everything is freaking brown in this trailer.
I want to highlight a comment after and talk about a comment because
which one?
This one. So first of all, the budget is huge for a lot of reasons. Aside from the VFX and the CGI, the cast. And I do think this movie is going to be profitable. This movie is already on track better than Brand New Day was, okay? So it's very likely this movie hits $2 billion in 2 weeks. Now, but I want to say something, because aside from the box office, which we all know this movie is going to be wildly successful, this movie isn't just being made to make money at box office. This movie is being made to restore the MCU. That is why it's such an investment. That is why they're willing to pay RDJ $100 million and all these other actors, sick amounts of money. So, like, number one, Doomsday doesn't need your good luck. And number two, you got to take a step back and look at the big picture here, because it's not just money. And I think you also commented this, like, all movies are cash grabs. This is all business. All of these movies that you watch, all the TV shows that you watch are made to make money. And yes, they are also art, and they are also amazing. Making money is pretty fucking amazing too. But let me tell you something. It is a symbiotic relationship. 50% of it is to make money, and 50% is to make art. None of them are 41 or 49 and 51. It is a halfway relationship. And the second you think otherwise, your perspective is flawed.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look, T-Bone agrees. Yes. I agree. This movie will restore the MCU on a higher level. So,
thank you, T-Bone.
Yeah.
T-Bone.
Travis says, thought the $700 million budget was an exaggeration. Then I looked it up.
It is a crazy number, for sure.
Is.
They could have gave it to me. I could have made a better movie.
So I want to bring this up because, well, Jerry really wants to talk about it.
Yes.
In Avengers Doomsday, Doom is called Rabam Allah by his witch followers. So why is this such a big deal, Jerry?
So first of all, Slav, I know you're about to read the comic, so it's a big spoiler for the comic. And
I already read Secret Wars, which is kind of the ending of that. So
correct. So basically, in the new Avengers portion of Hickman's saga, there was this like unseen god figure that was worshipped by the Black Swans, and the Black Swans are an all-female group of multiversal assassins. And basically, the Swans go around blowing up Earths with antimatter bombs in service of Rabum Alal. Rabum Alal, they don't reveal till the very end, like right before Secret Wars, is Doctor Doom. And, Doctor Strange ends up going into this room and he's like finally gets to meet Rabum Alal, and he goes in and he's like, Doom. So basically, Doom was Rabum Alal working with Molecule Man, and the inversion is the whole point, because the multiverse was, they believed Rabum Alal was causing the collapse, but he was fighting all of the incursions, and he was trying to hold the entire multiverse from collapsing. And the real people that were behind all the incursions were the Beyonders. And Doom, he was basically hunting and killing every Molecule Man across the multiverse, because the Molecule Men were the Beyonders were blowing up the Molecule Men, and that was what was causing all the incursions. And the reason why it's such a big deal that they're doing this is it confirms that they're adapting more and more of the Jonathan Hickman saga, which is the greatest fucking story ever told. And it is it's a whole cosmic scale plot device. And Doom, he personally destroys 1,000+ universes, and his swans were destroying a ton also, because the idea was if they destroyed universes before those universes could blow up and collide with other universes, that would save the multiverse. But the Beyonders were too powerful, and he's not really a savior, despite like the scale of it, because he's still Doom. But it's really just like an uncomfortable character position, and the reveal is crazy. And Reed Richards was the one trying to, you see Reed Richards trying to save the multiverse through the whole thing, but Doom learned about the incursions and figured out more much faster, because he's fucking Dr. Doom.
Don't worry, I got them right there. I don't know if you can see them, but they're there. It's not going to work, is it? They're there.
Oh no, I saw the new Avengers #1 cover.
Yeah. So yeah, they're there. They're ready to be read. Let's see. What do we got over here? Hungry asks, will they give Doom white in Secret Wars?
I think you mean a white suit. I have to imagine they do. It's because that's the God Emperor Doom suit, and they're 100% going to lean heavily into the fact that the entire world bows to Doom, and part of that is the white Doom suit.
Factual Fact says, did Eric's Reloaded get mad when you responded to his video in the comments? He probably crashed out. If you're talking about, is he the one that did a whole video on my video about superhero fatigue? No, he was actually really cool whenever I said something to him, and he actually said that he'd love to get together and have a real discussion about it. So yeah, he didn't crash out at all.
Oh, can me and Jerry be the moderators for that?
It's always, you guys always want to be involved. Get off my coattails, damn it.
Fine, I'll fuck off. I was going to volunteer to be the producer. Fine. Yeah.
Get off my ass. All right.
Oh, I'm on your ass.
Let's meet the new X-Men, people. So, spoilers for Brand New Day. If you haven't seen Brand New Day, let's kind of move to, there we go. So, at D23, they unveiled, obviously, we knew Sadie Sink at that point in time was Jean Grey. We got introduced to Kit Connor as Scott Summers officially, which I still don't see, but okay. We knew Samara Weaving was Emma Frost, but we got to see her on stage with the other X-Men. Christopher Abbott as Professor X, I don't see this at all. I don't see Professor X in him at all. So it's going to be interesting to see. Now, again, let's not forget that, Patrick Stewart was everybody's fan cast from the moment Patrick Stewart was bald. They were like, that guy should play Professor X if they ever make a movie. So it's going to be hard to top that. James McAvoy did good. He did well, but Patrick Stewart is always, just like Hugh Jackman is Wolverine to so many people, Patrick Stewart is very much Professor X. So we'll see Christopher Abbott. Maya Boyd as Storm. Indy Navarrete, I don't know. She was an obsession, people. She is playing Rogue. And did this upset a shit ton of people? Like, it made no sense. People were pissed off at this. It was shocking. I know that, comic book fans are pissed off about something, and especially casting, but she's a good actress. Like, if you watched Obsession, like, she is insanely good in that movie. So you're just adding talent to this film. Now, can she pull off the Southern Belle charm that we all know Rogue to be from X-Men 97? Probably not, but let her create her own version. And maybe it's better. Maybe it's just as good. We'll see. I don't know. And then we got Adam Driver as Mr. Sinister. He will be playing in the role of Nathaniel Milbury, which I think is very interesting. And Jerry, you know why that they picked Nathaniel Milbury. That's what's interesting to me. They didn't say Nathaniel Essex. They said Nathaniel Milbury. So I thought that was interesting. It kind of threw me for a loop because when he said first, he was like, I'm playing Magneto. No, I'll be playing Nathaniel Milbury. And that was like, wait, who? Wait a minute. So kind of threw me a little bit, but I got to ask you, Jerry, what is your favorite casting here? What do you think of the cast? And so give us your thoughts.
I would probably say my favorite is Adam Driver. I think he's easily the best actor that they chose. It's also the only one I really know, which I like that I don't know most of these actors and actresses. But I think that Adam Driver is perfect for Mr. Sinister, and I like that Mr. Sinister is going to be the first X-Men villain. I think he's the perfect choice for the first X-Men movie. So, but I was really upset that they didn't cast Melania Trump to be Rogue because she would have been perfect. She's young, she's beautiful, She's got a Southern accent.
Man.
All right, Colton, what do you think of this cast?
I'm just going to be confrontational, and I like the road casting just because Powerful said he didn't. And the fact that you say she's not a good actress, watch Obsession again, and if you still disagree with me, quit watching things. Go stare at paint dry.
Look, Powerful. Like, the way Hollywood works is like this. All right, Indy's going to get a Oscar nomination for her role in Obsession. It was that good. Like, if you didn't like it, maybe it just wasn't for you, but she was phenomenal in that role, in that movie. She's going to get at least an Oscar nomination, and we'll see. She could become the favorite to win the damn Oscar. So which would be crazy, but she was so good in that. Now, like I said, do I think that she fits what we know of Rogue and X-Men 97? No. Does she fit what we've seen in the comics? No. But let's face it, like, I never thought that Rebecca Romaine Stamos was fit for Mystique until I watched it. And I was like, oh, okay, I get it. You know, so you got to give it a little chance. Give it a chance.
Also,
we'll see how it plays out.
If you have an issue with this and you don't have an issue with Jonathan Majors as Kang, shut up. You're a hypocrite. You have no credibility.
And Hungry, I know you say as long as she has the accent down, then it's fine. That accent was like that. First off, I think I heard John Campea say it's a 56-year-old woman today that does the voice in X-Men 97 for Rogue. But not only that, but they really leaned into the stereotype for that Southern belle. Like, they don't necessarily need to lean into that for live action. They do that for animation because animation is a lot more about the voice for the actors, whereas in live action it's about the performance overall. So they don't necessarily need to lean into that voice or that accent. But well, again, go ahead.
Saying if she doesn't get the accent down is like saying Hugh Jackman isn't 5'3", so he's a bad Wolverine.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I got to ask you this, Jerry. What do you think about them announcing him as Nathaniel Milbury and not Nathaniel Essex?
You know, it's interesting. For those of you that don't know, Nathaniel Milbury is an alias that he uses to hide that he's Mr. Sinister. And it's definitely a big sign, like, that, you know, he's probably going to start out using an alias, hiding he's Mr. Sinister. I mean, why else would they do this?
Yeah. I just thought it was interesting because, let's face it, like, if they would have announced, I'm playing Dr. Nathaniel Essex, the general audience isn't going to know what that means at all. They specifically chose Nathaniel Milbury, which I was like, okay, that to me, like, I know Mr. Sinister is Essex. So why? I don't know. It was just an odd choice because besides comic book readers and the hardcore ones, even at that, they're not going to really know the difference. But I don't know. I just thought it was interesting.
Definitely.
All right. What else do we got? We have Vision Quest. Tell us how you really feel, Colton.
Well, it totally blew my mind when they said, we're ending this trilogy. And I was like, what fucking trilogy? Nothing fucking happened. Nothing happened. You are using that liberally. No one needs this. No one gives a shit about this. The Vision doesn't matter. Sorry. Didn't really matter before. He doesn't matter now. He sucks. Now he's chasing another imaginary kid. Who fucking cares, really? No one cares.
All right, Jerry, I'll let you take over this one right now. What do you think?
You know, it's one of the... I have some interest in this show. I don't fully hate Vision. I love Vision in Age of Ultron, and I really liked Vision in Infinity War. You know, I like the fact that Ultron is in this. That's the Ultron in, human form. But I hated WandaVision. Like, hated
Thank
it.
you. I'm so happy
so
somebody
bad.
agrees with me on that.
And by the way, there's a lot of revisionist history. People like to act that everyone likes WandaVision. When it was airing, a lot of people hated it. It was like Lost, the way it never answered its questions. And I didn't watch Agatha, okay? And I am not.
I did watch Agatha.
I didn't mind Agatha.
It
Really?
wasn't terrible. It wasn't terrible. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, this is quality TV and the greatest thing Marvel ever made. It wasn't terrible. I enjoyed it, but maybe that's partially because Aubrey Plaza was in it. So,
Yeah, I mean,
other than like Dr. Doom's magic, and I hate wizards, I hate witches, and I hate musicals. Like, I think I tweeted today.
you did.
Yeah, the J.K. Rowling. I was like, you're not watching Harry Potter because of J.K. Rowling. I'm not watching Harry Potter because I'm not into wizards with wands. We are not the same, but I got to tell you, like, Agatha being about like a witch with purple and looking all, that was so corny. And the fact that it had some musical elements in it at all meant that the entire show wasn't for me. And every time I say this, some people are like, oh, it's only a little bit musical. The fact that they thought they could put a musical piece into it meant that the same people who were creating it, whatever else is going to come from their minds isn't for me, because they thought that musical was something that they should put into it. I hate musicals. So I don't like that this is like part of that saga. But I'm going to give it a fair shot because of the Vision Ultron thing.
So for me, like, I agree. I think WandaVision was just an atrocious show. Like, I just did not like it. Add to it, they made it even worse whenever they made Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, because they ignored that show. Like, they ignored the ending of that show and then made Multiverse of Madness. It pissed me off. And then Agatha, like I said, it wasn't terrible. Agatha was tacked on, though. I don't think it was ever supposed to be a trilogy. I think it was supposed to just be WandaVision, then Vision Quest. And they were like, oh, we can fit Tommy into this somehow and Agatha, and now we can say it's a trilogy. Yeah. That's kind of what they did there. But I will say this. Look, Vision Quest, I've liked the Vision character. I like Paul Bettany as an actor. I am the biggest James Spader fan. Like, dude, I'll watch anything James Spader's in because he is just a treat to watch. I mean, look at him there. Look at him. Look. Who doesn't want to watch that guy? So
that's like looking at me in about 20 years.
So I will watch it simply because I want to see what they do with the Vision character, and seeing James Spader back as Ultron, I think is great, because if I'm not mistaken, he wasn't a big fan of what he did in the second Avengers film, Age of Ultron. So that they got him to come back is, I think, really cool. But yeah, I love James Spader. So I'm all for seeing it because of those couple reasons. I am a little concerned, like, why are they doing this whole thing where Vision is human? And then you see, clips from WandaVision there. And then, like, I'm curious to see, like, what is all this? And is that Wanda there? Who is that there? I don't know.
It's me. Sorry.
Okay. So, yeah, again, I think it's more than I'm just, whoops. Oh, shit. Oh, I'm going to get copyrighted.
Bob just got us DMCA'd.
But I am interested to see how this show plays out, just for that alone. But
before we move on, Powerful, you can't say WandaVision's good just because Olsen's hot. Sorry.
Let's see. James Spader is awesome. I agree. Slav says powerful indeed. Powerful also said Slav, but Olsen is hot. I mean, Powerful, you guys didn't understand WandaVision. It's genius. No, I understood it perfectly fine. It just was executed poorly. Hungry says the show literally wanted you to look at Wanda as the hero when she caused most of everything. That was a part of the problem with it. Yeah. Travis says he basically playing Robert California again. I don't think he's you're just saying that because his hair looks wacky. T-Bone says, what happened to Iron Wars? It got canceled, my dude, just like every other black-led project for Marvel. Wonder Man, Blade, and Iron Wars all canceled. Hungry Almighty, T-Bone Armor Wars is changing into a Tony Stark story as it should. It is. Where did you hear that, Hungry? I didn't hear that.
I think the ship sailed on that whole story at this point.
Yeah, it really did. All right, we're going to jump into another galaxy here because we had a little trailer for the next season of Ahsoka. Now, I know that I liked Ahsoka a lot more than a lot of other people. I did. I enjoyed Ahsoka. Is it one of those perfect shows? No. But I enjoyed it because I enjoy the lore. I enjoy those characters. I loved Rebels, of seeing the characters continue on in some form or fashion. That's what I really liked about it. And so we got a new look at the upcoming season. I do have some gripes with it because just like the Doomsday trailer, there are moments in here that just, dang it, I did it again.
We got DMCA'd again.
It's just brown. Like, why is it brown? Why does everything have to be brown?
Oh, that one wasn't brown. That one was colorful.
Which one?
The one that just had this, I don't know the character's name. It just has still on her face. But see, at least you could rationalize it a little bit more with Star Wars. It's like, well, it does take place in a galaxy a long time ago, and it's also far, far away.
This guy. Everybody's freaking out about this guy. Who is this guy with the cool lightsaber? Because now we have another new lightsaber in the galaxy.
And also crazy the amount of Jedi that survived a purge. Absolutely.
Well, mind you, this takes place in the past because we saw young Ahsoka and Hayden Christensen, Anakin there. So like,
I wonder if that's like, no,
the son.
No, Kalen Voss, is that his name?
I don't know, but right there you got Anakin off to the side there. You got young Ahsoka here, so that's what's going on there. See,
I liked Ahsoka's first season.
Yeah, there's Hayden as Anakin.
That's
cool to see him back.
Yeah, I also appreciate he's a Force ghost.
I like him coming back, but again, I want new Jedis. Which
Star Wars is Skywalker, Skywalker is Star Wars. Damn it!
No.
I hope when they it's the
this is going to be a weekly thing,
ever, and there's no Skywalkers in it, and you're forced to say, you know what, you guys were right.
Look, no,
Star Wars is the ebb and flow of the Force, Bob. Just accept it.
I'm not saying that a non-Skywalker project can't be successful and wildly successful. It can be, but overall, like, you need to continue with the Skywalker story in some form or fashion because that is Star Wars. I don't care what anybody says.
And Skywalker was conceived by the Force, so the Force is the Skywalker saga. So the Star Wars is the ebb and flow of the Force. You're welcome.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. There was also a Starfighter trailer that was shown. I unfortunately could not find it. I couldn't find it.
I did. Suck a dick. I watched it.
Okay, so
I saw something no one else did.
All right. So tell us, Colton, what did you think of it?
I do not like Ryan Gosling in a Star Wars project at all.
Really?
I just see Ken. I'm not joking. Like,
he's just Ken.
Yeah. Anywhere else he'd be a 10, you know. But you don't really see anything. They allude to, oh, what's this ship? And I don't remember it off the top of my head. And the kid's like, well, you don't see it. That I've never heard of that. And he's like, there's a reason, and he covers it. And then that's pretty much about the general gist of the trailer.
Why is it that they always do the same tropes in Star Wars anymore? It's like you have the Millennium Falcon. It's a freighter ship that isn't really used ever, but it's the fastest hunk of junk in the galaxy. Yeah. And then this one is like, oh, you don't see this very often, but it is a fast ship. Like, enough. Yeah. Enough with the fast ships. Like, you can't have all the fast ships.
Yeah, and just Ryan Gosling. I don't know if he's just not built for Star Wars or something. He just doesn't look good. He looks like a pretty Han Solo.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, so I'm hoping I get to find it and see it, but yeah, I didn't get a chance to see that. What else do we got? Okay, moving off of Star Wars. This is exciting. HBO has officially greenlit It, Welcome to Derry Season 2. The official logline is in 1935, during the Great Depression, a bloody massacre takes place for the Bradley Gang, a group of bank robbers who stop in Derry to buy ammo and end up facing unimaginable horror. All right, Colton, did you watch season 1 yet?
Yes, I have. And I sent you the Starfighter trailer, by the way. Oh man, that first one's brutal. That first season starts off brutal. Dude. It gets rough. It gets rough. But I mean, I know this is supposed to be a 3-season run, so it's exciting where you kind of see each individual tragedy that are referenced in the film. In it, but I'm excited for it. I really liked the first season. I hope it's as gruesome as the first season.
I hope they go even more.
Oh no, I hope we like get crazy with it. But I also would like to kind of start diving into what is Pennywise. I don't know how far into Stephen King lore you guys are, but
yeah, I mean, you've told me a good bit of it and stuff like that.
Yeah. Power, you're just looking to just argue with me today.
And there's a guy on TikTok I see every once in a while who wears a Pennywise like hairdo thing, and he goes, "The lore is loring," and he goes through the lore of all these different characters and stuff. And if you've ever seen that guy, he told me a lot of lore about Pennywise. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, so I mean, it would be cool that like we kind of lean off of him being just a clown, and like the fact that he's the deadlights and he's a extra dimensional. I guess that would be the right way to say it. Extra dimensional being, like and we start going into the Dark Tower and stuff like that. And that would be cool to see in the second season.
Apparently, Andy Muschietti has gotten on board with additional Stephen King adaptations. So it'll be interesting to see where he takes it, because I mean, there's how many Stephen King's things are there, but I would love for him to stick in with this particular corner of the Stephen King universe.
I would personally love to see a Dark Tower series that wasn't 5 or 6 books crammed into a 2-hour movie,
which I still never saw.
Yeah, no, don't see it. It sucks. As someone who's read the books and actually likes film, don't watch it.
Jerry, what did you think? Did you see the first season of this?
No, I haven't seen
Loser.
Just watch the first episode and you'll know if you like it from there.
I'll check it out. Do you need to watch the movie before the show?
No, it takes place.
No.
Yeah, it takes place 27 years before the film.
Okay.
And the cool thing is you can watch the show and then watch the movie, or you can watch the movies, then watch the show. Like, it works both ways. It's pretty cool.
Like each season is a different, the movies and the seasons are each different feeding cycles for Pennywise. Mm-hmm. They're all 27 years apart.
Yeah, I just always loved the Saw movies, like the first 3 or 4 maybe. And I had some friends growing up that were like really into horror, so I've seen some of them, but I just never vibed with them as much as horror fans do.
Yeah. Let's see, Saw used.
Look at that with a super chat. Thanks, man. Much appreciated.
Even though I've been arguing with you all episode.
T-Bone says, "Yeah, me and Slav are horror fans first." I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a horror fan first.
Funny thing is, I am.
Yeah, it's Colton. Colton's the horror guy first down here.
Oh, I can't wait. We should do a watch along on here with a horror movie for October.
We should definitely do it. I'm down. Let's see. What else do we got? We got The Odyssey has now become the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time. So, how do you guys feel about that? Did either of you see The Odyssey?
I'm so pissed that I haven't. And I when it came out, I was traveling for work. I was moving. Then I was traveling for work. Then I was going to go last weekend. And something came up. But I'm going Monday night. I got a ticket. I'm going to see it in IMAX because it's still playing in some IMAX theaters. But I haven't. No,
I haven't seen it yet. I might see it Sunday if I don't decide to play Doomsday Heist. But
so I honestly look. I haven't seen it. I will see it. I will at some point. I don't know, but I don't think Deadpool and Wolverine should have been the highest grossing R-rated movies because I don't think it's good enough to do that. But yeah, whatever. Cool. Christopher Nolan, he's a top tier director, very deserving. I just get back to me when he gets to James Cameron's heights. Just kidding.
Oh, hey.
James Cameron's making memes these days with these Avatar movies.
I'm over it.
I hope he comes back and does something like cool again. Like at least make a good Terminator movie. We haven't had one since Terminator 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, remember back in the day, Bob, with Movie Boot, how we were doing the Terminator?
Yeah, we did a lot of stuff there. Speaking of IMAX, Dune 3 officially sets special early release ahead of Avengers Doomsday Clash. In my opinion, they blinked first. They really did, because look, everybody talks about Doomsday, the December 18th, when Dune 3 and Avengers Doomsday come out at the same time. And I've been saying for months that I think it's stupid. Don't get me wrong, they're both going to make shit tons of money, but it's not fair to the fans. And I think the studios have a little worry because they want to get the biggest bang for their buck in the first weekend, and each one's going to pull from each other. So I thought, hey, what movie moved? There was something that was supposed to come out a week or two before. Was it Jumanji maybe? And they like jumped to like the middle or end of December. I was like, just push Avengers back to that date. It's open now. Put Avengers on that date, give them a couple IMAX screens for a week or two, and then you have Dune 3 coming out when it needs to come out. But I think the hype around Doomsday has scared Warner Brothers and said, you know what? Let's open it up a few days earlier. Now, granted, it's not completely being open worldwide. It is a special early release on select IMAX theaters, but that's going to be a big get, especially since they're all sold out already. They're all sold out. Like, you can't get in there on Monday or Tuesday. It was a Monday, Tuesday type of thing. And my guess is there's a good chance that Amazon will have a special day for Wednesday. So you're looking at Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's out before its official release date. And you're going to get 3 full days of Dune before you get a full weekend of Doomsday. So what do you guys think about this? Are you excited about Dune at all? I'm not. I thought the first one was boring as fuck. But what do you think?
I'm super hyped. I got my ticket for Tuesday night. I'm going in Dolby Cinema. Actually, am I going? I'll check, but I think I got Dolby, or I might have got IMAX. Whatever. I know I'm going in Dolby or IMAX. Hopefully Dolby. But the reason I think this was so genius on Warner Brothers' part is because, aside from the fact that people are going to be spending money on Avengers tickets, people are going to be spending their time going to see Avengers Doomsday. And this gives you 2 full days of chances to get Dune out of the way so you could spend your time seeing Avengers Doomsday. Like, that's why I was really hyped about it, because I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to watch 2 3-hour movies in a theater in one day. I was like, I will. But now I get to see Dune that Tuesday and go see Avengers Doomsday. And I have 2 tickets for Avengers Doomsday, 2 different screenings. So that's why I'm hyped about it.
Colton?
See, I'm glad they moved it. Mainly, I'm not really excited for it. I don't care to watch Toyota Chevrolet on screen. But
I don't even get it.
It's
Timothy Chalamet.
Toyota
Chevrolet. But see, as a person who works for the USPS, the month of December is slam packed for me. Like, literally, I will be working and then coming home and going to bed and then doing it all over again.
Except for when we go see Doomsday together.
Yeah, Doomsday will be the one exception. Be like, no, I'm not working that Sunday. Sorry. Not that I would particularly go out of my way to see Dune 3, but it's funny that they're advertising this as special screenings. We're trying to save our ass here, so hurry up and go see the special screening. That's how we're marketing this.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's only an IMAX, but I'm sure that they're opening more IMAX, up because of how fast it's sold. I'm sure it will be once it's all sold out in IMAX, they're going to be like, okay, Dolby Digital, go watch it in Dolby Digital. Okay, those are also all right. Go see it regularly. Like, they're just going to keep doing that, I think. But yeah, I think that's they just blinked first. That's what I think.
See, there's Toyota Chevrolet there.
Yeah. Look, I have a buddy who actually was in a movie with Toyota Chevrolet, and he says he's pretty cool. So there you go. Puck news. This is fantastic in many, many ways. Now, so you know my take on grifters and scoopers. I just am like, look, enough is enough. Like, stop doing it. Most of you lie. Most of you make up shit all the time. Well, the Puck is stating that Warner Brothers recently sued fan site Cosmic Book News over an alleged Green Lanterns leak. It highlighted the legal lengths studios will go to quash unsanctioned pre-premiere discussion. So basically what happened, Cosmic Book News, which I have criticized heavily for quite some time, Matt McGloin, who runs it, is one of the worst grifters, one of the worst con men out there, because he just finds the easiest little bit of information and twists it in a way to make it sound like it's real. He was the one that was spreading, Zack Snyder and Christopher Nolan are going to run DC Studios once Universal buys DC Studios. That's why Christopher Nolan is in the Middle East, because he's there talking to the Saudi Arabians about giving money to Universal to help buy it. And it's like, what the hell are you talking about? And that's the kind of information that this guy puts out there on his site, Cosmic Book News. And it just gets worse and worse. He came out of seeing Superman last year, was like, this is awesome. This was a great movie. And then he completely switches and says, James Gunn needs fired. They're bringing Zack Snyder back. And he's kind of jumped on that train quite a bit. But if you remember, many months ago, we got a synopsis of what the show Lanterns was going to be about. It was going to be a murder mystery type of movie, about an ancient evil, and they're going to be investigating a murder that took place in Nebraska. Essentially, that was kind of the log line in a way, roundabout way, for the show, and we got that months and months ago. The crazy thing is everybody was speculating, it's going to be Guy Gardner. It's probably going to be Guy Gardner. And there were some people who were saying, no, I think it's going to be Hal Jordan. So there was all this speculation going on for months and months. Well, back in like March or April, Cosmic Book News was like, hey, I heard from my insiders that Hal Jordan dies in the first episode. Now, it's not a hard stretch to even say that. You could have picked Hal Jordan, you could have picked Guy Gardner, you could have picked anybody and just run with it, and chances are you could have been right. But he ran with it. Now, does this give him some validity? No, because if you take a look at everything else he talks about in Spouts, it's all bullshit. Maybe he got this from an insider, but I highly doubt it because of all the talk and discussions that were going around this potential of either Guy Gardner or Hal Jordan dying. And once we found out that Guy Gardner was going to be in Man of Tomorrow, well, it's not hard to say, then the death is going to be Hal Jordan. So, moving with that, as we got closer to the release of Lanterns, Cosmic Book News was sharing this information, and Warner Brothers got pissed off and requested that his site, his information on social media and everything was taken down because they were like, we don't want this out. Now, here's the thing. This is a sticky situation because I'm absolutely, please, more studios do this shit. Get these scoopers and grifters comment out of here. We don't want them. However, it does kind of throw some like, hey, what he was saying is valid. So that could be a bad sign because more people are going to believe what he says then. On the other hand, also, Warner Brothers didn't have a right to do that because technically Matt McGloin of Cosmic Book News just put out this information himself. He wasn't sharing images. He wasn't showing video. He wasn't sharing anything in particular from Warner Brothers or DC Studios. So what they did was really not illegal, but not right to do. So all of his stuff after 30 days was put back to being live. However, he did, because his account on Twitter was taken down for 30 days, he missed Comic-Con and wasn't able to post stuff about Comic-Con there, which I think is hilarious. But I need to ask you guys, okay, because this is crazy. This whole idea is crazy. Is he being sued? I don't know, because I'm hearing different reports. I know the Puck is saying he is, but other people are saying he's not being sued. Matt McGloin is saying that he might take legal action. What do you guys think about this? Anybody?
I think, it's tricky because he is a grifter. He does put out a lot of BS. But if he heard something and shared it, that's not copyrighted news. Like, that's not copyrighted. If someone from Marvel told me something about Avengers Doomsday and I put it on the internet myself, that's not illegal. It's illegal potentially on behalf of the Marvel employee, but it's the same kind of thing with, like, politics. Like, people aren't supposed to leak information, that are working for the president or a senator or whatever, but they do to the press, and then the press has the right to report on it. It's the same thing. It's illegal for the person usually who shares the news, but not the person who publishes the news, as long as they didn't hack in and illegally obtain it.
Yes. Colton, anything?
I don't know. I think it's a sticky situation. Like,
yeah,
it's not going to end well no matter who play. It's easier to just drop it than opposed to either side fighting their fight.
That's why I think Warner Brothers will probably drop it if they did, push any kind of legal action. I'm sure if they did, they're going to drop it. Matt McGloin, I don't think he's going to do anything, because if he does, then it's going to, then you risk having to reveal quite a bit about who you are, what you do, and how you do. And it would reveal that his site is a complete scam and what he does is a complete scam. But I want studios to find a way to go against these people. I do. Look, I know that there's influencers out there, and influencers are a bit different. Influencers are annoying as well. Like, don't get me wrong. There's some influencers, Matt Ramos, who are really annoying and just overact because there's a camera in front of them. Then you have another version of that, which is people like Grace Randolph, which, look, she was a reviewer. She's been a reviewer for the better part of like 2 decades now. And she's been doing it well in some forms, and sometimes it's not. People get mad at her about her opinions, but she's a pop culture commentator. So people can get mad at what she says, obviously. Even studio heads can get mad at what she says. But as long as she doesn't leak things and doesn't scoop things and give away things, then I'm fine with it. But she does do that sometimes, and I think that's wrong. I also think then you have the crazy extreme like Cosmic Book News, and they're just absurd, and they harm the fandoms and the studios even more than help them at all. And I think there needs to be some sort of way for these studios to be able to go after them. And the way Warner Brothers did it here, while it was not the right way, I think it's a good start to say, look, we see you and you need to stop your shit. And I'm fine with that. Again, the only thing I worry about is it kind of gives a little validity to someone like Matt McGloin when 99% of what he says is complete made up bullshit. And I'll give him the benefit of the doubt that 0.1% of that may be factual, but that factual 0.1% I think is just him being lucky. Like, that's what I think it is. And I think that they really need to be careful, but I think they need to shut these people down. I just don't know how they can do it legally and properly.
I also think part of it is to intimidate people, because everyone was talking about the Hal Jordan death thing. And I think they want, like, scoopers, the real ones that get real stuff. I think they want to scare people away from doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I'm fine with that. Like, get rid of them. Like, don't get me wrong. I've said this many times. I tried to kind of weasel my way into that years ago and quickly found out, like, this is not for me. And now, yeah, like I said, I sometimes have people that send me information. Like I heard about the Doomsday stuff that we talked about earlier. I heard that from somebody. It all seems valid. It seems legit. And then I start hearing it on other podcasts. People talk about it. I'm like, okay, this person's legit who gave me this information. Where they got it, I don't know. But I'm not going to be the one that spreads it. I'm not going to be the one that breaks it anymore or try to, because you're just asking for a world of hurt, and it's just not worth it. It really isn't.
Also, if you're a scooper, even if you get everything right, there's always going to be people that hate you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at Donovan,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. All right, moving on. Dave Bautista is now set to play Kratos in the God of War show after Ryan Hurst decided to fuck up his arm because he's a little pussy boy. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No, I like Ryan Hurst. He's a good actor, but
he is a great actor.
See, I don't like this. I don't like this. He lost all of his muscle mass. If this was Batista 10 years ago, yeah, but not now. He's a frail old man.
He's going to have to put it on quick, because aren't they looking to shoot like right away?
I think they want to get it. They want to get back into production before the end of the year. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. It'll be interesting, unless they just do a CGI or a bodysuit or something like that on him, which is a possibility.
If they give him the whale suit, duh.
What is this? This is your second reference of the whale in 2 weeks.
Hey, they were topical. They fit.
Powerful again with another super chat saying, need to take Snyder Cult YouTubers down. Sure, man. Like let's get rid of them.
Let's make a diss track.
Is go on X and search for Donovan Martin. He is the worst Snyder cultist. The worst.
Please do it.
Go after him. He's always saying Snyder is the blueprint.
Here. I'll even help you out a little bit. Donovan, this guy right here.
Yeah. Oh, that Snyder cultist.
Oh, man. That can only end well for everybody.
Yeah.
Let's see. Xbox must tackle hard delistings if we're moving to an all-digital future. This was a story that you picked, Colton. So what's this all about?
So this, I just kind of put this in here to talk about the topic, not necessarily the article itself. There were like a handful of, I don't know, I think they were indie games that got hard delisted. So when you get hard delisted, you can buy the game, and that's like it. Once it gets hard delisted, you can't even re-download it. It's not in your library. It just doesn't exist, point blank, period, anymore. So I was posing the question, how would companies deal with a game like being hard delisted? You would have to either refund or force the publisher to re-release the game, basically. And that's where kind of Microsoft's getting into the muddy water of, we're going all digital, but what do you do in this case?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is everything should be on some kind of server somewhere. And then it just stays there forever. Like, honestly, it should be. I hate the idea of, when you buy a game digitally, that you're not really buying it, you're renting it. I think I was listening to John Campea a long time ago. I would say it was a couple years ago or something, when they were talking about digital for movies, and he was like, "Look, I think that if you buy something on Amazon, but then it gets delisted, or however he put it, then they should have to send you a code that you can download it, or you can purchase the physical copy off of their site." And it's kind of like, and not purchase, but you get it. Like you buy it, like it's a credit. So you bought it already. Here's the physical copy. Like, it's yours. Look, it's being taken off of Amazon, but we're still going to make sure you have the copy that you purchased. I think that's how they have to do it. And I think Microsoft is probably going to be one of the first to have to figure out the best way to do that.
Yeah. He also said that, say you purchase a TV on Apple TV, well, a movie on Apple TV, and it's no longer available on Apple TV, that publisher should have to give you access to it on whatever other platform it's available to watch. So maybe Prime or whatever. But they need to innovate on consumer protection laws for this, because this is insane.
Yeah, indeed. It really is. Moving on with video games.
No,
Colton.
it was up 2 hours ago.
Was that Donovan?
Colton. No.
No, there was someone leaking. They hacked and actually acquired all of GTA 6.
Yo,
and they were just leaking footage of it. But as you could tell, they got shut down. So womp womp.
Well, that you deserve it, because whether he got it directly from Rockstar or not, he's releasing footage which is copyrighted material.
Yeah, and he can actually be sued and
No, that
Rockstar is 100% going to sue them.
I did see some of the footage because he was doing it for like a week. Like it was going on for a while. And at first I saw it. I was like, okay, I could see that being GTA. And then people were like, no, that's fake. It's not real. And then I hear, no, it is real. And then this happens. And I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah, no. And like he was getting penis-y in his videos. Like he was straight up calling out Rockstar, writing, like shooting his name into walls and shit. I was like, one, you're incriminating yourself. Don't do that. And he got real penis-y with it. So this is no surprise. But there was leaked footage from GTA 6. He hacked the entire game.
Well, he threatened to leak the entire game unless PlayStation and them sell physical discs of the game.
Yes.
No,
that's what it was.
If this fucking delays GTA 6, I'll lose my phone.
Dude, I want to play GTA 6. Like I want to play it real bad. But I've been making fun of my brother-in-law because he's like, it's finally coming out. I can't wait. I was like, nope, dude, it's going to get delayed again. I just hope it does.
I hope it gets delayed for like 9 more months, because I've told Nicole, I said we should plan a 1 kid around the release of GTA 6 so I could take paternity leave during it.
That's fucking awesome.
That's a very smart move, man.
Yeah. I was like, what, 9 months? What the fuck? And now I get it.
So this is interesting. We've kind of talked about this before, but VGC on X says if PS6 and Xbox Helix launch at $1,000, it could lead to a combined drop of nearly 40% in sales over 5 years compared to PS5 and the Xbox Series XS. That's what Ampere Analysis warns. The firm has identified 3 potential strategic routes to avoid the $1,000 price. Okay, we've kind of talked about this before. I don't think the next consoles are going to be like you own them. I don't think they are. I think you're going to basically rent the next consoles. Essentially, you buy it or you get it, and you have to pay a membership fee to basically play on it. Like, I think that's what it's going to be. So they say solutions would be to avoid that. Firstly, they could continue with their current strategy to release an incrementally improved version of previous hardware, but delay the launch of the next gen beyond the end of 2028. Secondly, they continue to aim for the 2028 window, but reduce the price by making use of their heavier hardware subsidies, new monetization models, more aggressive digital content strategies, and optimized sales channels. Or finally, they could pivot in a different direction and substantially innovate on hardware form factor and use cases, placing less emphasis on graphical improvement. This would allow them to offer a next-gen experience that is clearly different from the current gen one, but would keep prices low, similar to Nintendo's strategy with the Wii. So, like I said, I think what's going to happen is that, like I said, I think they're going to do some kind of subscription type of service. Specifically, Xbox, I think, is going to be the one that does it. PlayStation might, but I think they may go a different way. I don't like any of these ideas. Maybe the final one. Maybe where it's like, look, we're not getting a huge graphical update, but you're going to get a cool little new UI, and you can do some different things that, it's not all about graphics. It's not all about storage, that kind of thing. It's not all about processing power. But what do you guys think? How do you think they'll go about this?
If they do that third strategy, we don't need a third Connect. I'm sorry. It flopped 2 other times. We don't need a third one.
Seriously.
I mean, I still say they're going to roll out some sort of like a firm thing. Like, didn't Microsoft with the Series S and X be like, oh, well, you could buy it from us directly, but if you pay us like $20 a month or something, eventually you will own the console.
Xbox started that, but you had to get it through like Citizens Bank.
Yeah.
The thing. Apple has just done something like that through, I think it's through a firm, where you can pay X amount of dollars for, I think it's 2 years. And then after those 2 years, you can either pay the remainder and keep the product, or you can trade it in and get the newest product and just continue your payments from that point on. They could adopt a style like that. That could be interesting.
Yeah.
You know, I hate everything about this. I don't like the subscription idea. I think that's a big possibility. I don't like the idea of not innovating on everything. Like, you want innovation on everything. And listen, I'm like, I could afford a fucking $1,000 PlayStation 6. I'd fucking buy it. I paid $900 for my digital PS5 to get it when it came out. And I know people are like, oh, like, you're an idiot. I wanted it day one, so that's what I did. You know, but what I will say is, and I know a lot of people hated that Xbox did this, but I think this is the real solution. Do a PS6 Lite and a real PS6 and do another Series X and a Series X. And, you know, that way you have one that's like $500 or $600 and you have another one that's $1,000. Like, that's what they should do. And they should do the subscriptions, because I hate the idea of doing that, though, because the problem with the subscriptions is that it's just another step further into you will own nothing and be happy, you know.
See, like, and I think what it's going to be, it might even be like, hey, like, here, I got this right here. I have some show and tell I can do. Like, here's your Xbox, okay? Here's your Xbox. You go and buy it. It's in your hand. You have it. And you pay $300 for it. But to access the ability to play on this, you need to pay $20 a month. And that'll subsidize the hardware. You know, like, that'll take place and take precedent over the hardware there. So they're not charging $1,000, but you're paying $20 a month. You pay, you know, $500 for the Xbox. And then over the course of what would that be? 2 years, you pay another $500. So you hit that $1,000 mark over 2 years' time, but it is yours. You own it. You bought it. You just can't play it without paying the fee.
Yeah. You know,
and that's kind of what I think they're going to do. I that's honestly what I think is going to happen.
Yeah. I always remember the meme. What was it? Like, selling your PlayStation is the hood version of filing for bankruptcy, you know? It's so true.
All right. So that's pretty much all we have. Did you have any comic stuff that you wanted to talk about there?
Yes. Jerry? So I wanted to talk about Avengers Armageddon issue number 3. It came out yesterday. I sent you the cover.
Yeah.
So basically, Avengers Armageddon is Marvel's big crossover event of the year. And Thunderbolt Ross, you know, Red Hulk, and, you know, he basically seizes Dr. Doom died in One World Under Doom. Sorry, that's another big spoiler, and that's on your list that I gave you, Slav. But so Red Hulk takes over Latveria, and the Avengers defy government orders to go stop him. And that defiance is basically the light that sets off the fuse for everything else in the issue that just dropped yesterday, issue number 3. David Colton, who is the new 21st century Captain America, he's started from his first appearance, and he was really developed in Chip Zdarsky also wrote the new Captain America run. He's basically a Captain America with the powers of Sentry. So Iron Man, basically, there's also these origin boxes from the Ultimate Universe, and Iron Man, they steal the box from Red Hulk's base. This was a different thing of the Doctor Doom has this like prediction machine that predicts the future, and Iron Man cracks it open, and they find out it doesn't just plan strikes, it forecasts the future. And I'm telling you right now, like, this was the issue that I've really been waiting for. So it forecasts the future, but it doesn't just forecast the future. The way it does it, it creates an entire new universe to play out whatever change you want to see as the user of the box. So they didn't know this at first, but every like change, they're like, oh, well, what if this happened? What if we did this? How would that play out in the future? So every time they do that, it creates another universe. And then when you create the other universe, it kills the other universe. So they're like, this is really fucking unethical. Yeah. And as they're doing that, David Colton, the new Captain America, he's like, when you say here Captain America, you think good guy. This guy is unethical as fuck, and he is a hater. He's mad what the government did to him, and he thinks they took advantage of him. So he starts going, he's like, no one should have nukes. So he disarms the planet using his, crazy Sentry level powers. They go on to a collision course. David Colton, the new Captain America, and the Avengers, he fucking wrecks Iron Man's helmet like it's a can of soda. Wolverine and Bucky confront him. Spider-Man and the Human Torch, have like a conversation about heroes. But the real crazy part was when David Colton was disarming the entire planet, because, we live in a world that everyone's, nukes are controversial. It's controversial that America has them. It's controversial that other countries have them. Not that I don't think it's controversial at all, but some people do. And it's like a total real world dilemma. And it makes the stakes of this comic feel so real. And I also wanted to talk about, a lot of people are always like, escapism. The best comics aren't escapism. The best comics are comics where the stakes feel parallel to our world because you could relate to it. You already have your own feelings on these things. And that's what's so brilliant about comics. And they've never really been escapism for the most part. So I always hate when people say, and I get the argument where it's like, oh, I don't want the politics of our world in comics. And people usually say it to be like, oh, it's woke. I don't like it. And I'm not woke by any means, but there are some comics that are woke that I think are great. The current Absolute Green Arrow is woke as fuck, and it's one of my favorite comics going on right now. Like, so I don't like the escapism thing, and I like that Zdarsky doesn't shy away from it and just goes fucking 10 toes down. It's been really dope. If you haven't been reading Avengers Armageddon, this is only the 3rd issue, so it's not a lot to catch up on. I would definitely check it out.
Excellent. We got some things here, and I am going to be checking it out. Don't worry. John Connor. Oh man, protect this man.
Stay away from Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It's so obvious that Tony Stark was always a variant or an alternate version of Doctor Doom. Either he was adopted by the Starks or his ancestors were left Latveria for America. And old Steve lived Avengers 5 and 6, and Tony defeats Doom in Secret Wars. And no, it's not stupid theory because Stark was always bad, or always had bad Doom type of tendencies, especially in Endgame, challenging space, time, and death itself, willing to risk his wife and kid, not to mention the people that were still alive during those 5 years. He continues, his death was punishment for his ego, always trying to solve everything, control every outcome, just like Doom. The creation of Ultron, recruiting a kid in Civil War, always disregarding the rules, putting himself above that just like Doom. So, of course, Tony was the Doom version in 616 universe. Sadly, there's many people that instead of watch this stuff and just watch, they live too much these fake things. So Jerry, I'm going to ask you this since you're pretty much our Marvel specialist here. What do you think of that theory?
Sorry, I wasn't fully paying attention.
I like how he got his point across there and then had a stroke at the last one.
Oh yeah, okay. So I hate this theory. I hate it so much. Because Tony Stark always being a variant or an alternate version of Doctor Doom is stupid. Like, this is the greatest villain in all of comics. And don't take anything I say offensively, personally. I just hate this theory. And I'm a brash talker. So anyway, but yeah, like, they're not about to butcher Doctor Doom because it's RDJ. They're not going to be like, oh, so he's a variant of Tony Stark, or Tony Stark's a variant of Doom. A lot of people also cite infamous Iron Man, which is a comic that takes place after Secret Wars, where Doctor Doom, Iron Man dies, and Doctor Doom takes up the mantle of Iron Man and tries to become a hero. That was a redemption arc that takes place after Secret Wars. We're pre-Secret Wars, so keep that in mind. Now, the old Steve lived in Avengers 5 and 6, and Tony defeats Doom in Secret Wars. That I'm a little more open to. Like, obviously Steve went, but Steve goes back, and the whole thing is that, and this is pretty much what the leaks confirmed. Granted, I haven't read the full leaks. Steve went back in time to live out his life with Peggy. And if he went back in time, how would he be going to Avengers 5 and 6, which take place later on? So I don't really get why that's a theory. And no, it's not a stupid theory, because Stark always had bad Doom type of tendencies. So Doctor Doom and Tony Stark, Victor and Tony have a lot in common. You're not wrong on that, but that doesn't mean they're the same person. Christopher Cantwell, who wrote one of the all-time best Iron Man runs and a really great Doctor Doom comic, both of them are on the list I gave you, Slav. He even said, and he said this way before RDJ was cast as Doom, he was like, it was really fun writing both of them, and I learned that they're actually very similar. And Endgame challenging space, time, and death itself, willing to risk his life and kid, and not mention the people that were still alive during those 5 years. But Iron Man did go back and sacrifice himself for everyone, so that's not something Doctor Doom would do. His death was a punishment for his ego, always trying to solve everything, control every outcome, just like Doom. A lot of people try to control every outcome. Creation of Ultron, they're not the same person though. And, Iron Man is definitely unethical in a lot of the things that he does. And he's a flawed character, but he's by no means a supervillain. And there's another comic, Superior Iron Man, where it's basically the most egotistical, arrogant version of Tony Stark, where he is more like a villain, but he's still miles away from being Doctor Doom in that. So I just think that they have a lot in common, but I think that if you're going to get into the area where they are the same character and the same person, I think that you're being lazy when it comes to the nuance.
This final comment he makes, he says, Steve being worthy after living 10 years in Fantastic Four universe, not showing any concern about consequences at all. I mean, such inconsistency. First off, where are you getting that he's living in the Fantastic Four universe? His what he did at the end of Endgame was just go back in time. Now, he may have created a separate timeline by doing that, but he's not in a different universe. And so, yeah, he he's still worthy to this day. We see that he picks up the hammer, and it makes sense because he's Steve, and everything he's always done his entire life is for everybody else. He does one thing that's for him that doesn't make him any less worthy, but that's just my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah. I would read One World Under Doom if you want to see like a really savage, example of how Doom could be. And if you read that story, you're just see that Iron Man and Doom are not the same person. They have similarities, but that's as close as it gets.
And finally, this last one, John, because we're going to get out of here. But his sacrifice didn't feel genuine, natural, because didn't come literally from him, because he only reacted that way after Strange lift the finger like, you got to die for us to live. No, that's not really what happened, because let's face it, like in that moment, Tony Stark knew what he was going to do. Like he knew that he had to grab the gauntlet, the gems and do that. Like he was set to do that. That was in his mind to do that. And when he looks at Strange and he puts up the 1, he starts to realize this is what I have to do. So it was already like Tony Stark is so smart at that moment. He's going through the motions like, look, all right, we're fighting Thanos. We got to do this. We got to do this. I got to keep the gems off of him. Maybe the best way to do that is if I get the gems. Oh, Strange is saying this is the only way that we can win. It's not telling him that he's going to die. It's not like he may not have even thought of that. Like I'm sure he did because he's Tony Stark, but like that wasn't the whole thing. It was, look, the only way to defeat him is for us to use the stones against him. And the only person that could do that at that point was Tony Stark. That simple.
Yeah, I think it's crazy to watch Tony Stark make the ultimate sacrifice and still try to make the argument that he's a villain doing that.
All right, guys, this was a lot of fun. I enjoyed this show. I think we covered a lot of topics, a lot of interesting things. And Colton, you did good. You did good.
Hey, I tried. It's crazy. It's crazy what you can see when I came prepared.
No, but this is a great show. Make sure you check us out again next week, every Thursday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. You can find the show going live at that time, and you can join in the conversation. Thank you, everybody who watched live. You can find Jerry at
Comics Cuts on all platforms, mainly active on X.
Colton, they can find you at
White Ruby 53, mainly on Xbox.
All right, you can find me at Slav's Free Talk on X, or you can find Bridging the Geekdoms at BridgeGeekdoms on X as well. And hey, don't miss it. Next week, I have my own show, Slav's Free Talk, where I do DC-centric topics on Mondays. And while Lanterns is going on, I will be discussing Lanterns every single Monday. So if you want to join in that discussion, find me at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, Mondays at Slav's Free Talk on the YouTubes. And Tuesdays, I do a watch-along where I watch different movies and we just discuss them. It's like I like to say it's like the old days when you sit around on the couch with your best friends watching movies and bullshitting. That's the whole idea behind it. This week I will be joined by a good friend of mine, Colton. You'll be joining me to watch. And Colton chose the movie. I let him choose the movie this week. We're watching Justice League 2017. So
no, we came up to the will. We came to the will. We did it democratically.
Democratically, buy it with a wheel. So, but yes, we will be watching that on Tuesday. And then, Jerry, don't worry. I'll be getting you on at some point in the near future. So It'll be good. But all right, guys, this was a good show. Thank you all for watching, and we'll check you all out later.